Hey guys, my name is Justin Keanu. I'm going to talk about all the gear I use to make my YouTube videos, my photography, and even my gaming videos. But first, if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, hit it down below. It's super fast. It's just one click. That's all you got to do. You can even turn on my notifications because I'm making 2 videos a week for you guys. So let me start off by saying, gear doesn't matter. As long as you have a cell phone, which most people do these days, chances are that it also has a camera on it. And if you have an iPhone, Samsung, chances are it has a pretty good camera, as long as it's not a flip phone. All you need is a phone and a good idea, and you can film it. And if you want to take pictures and you want to make videos, this is your first answer to any excuse of not doing it, because you have a camera right here, you paid for it, or your mom paid for it, whichever one. If you have a little bit of money to spend and you want to get more into YouTube and everything, this is a camera I bought because I started doing my vlogs again, and I didn't want to carry around the big camera, and the big camera didn't have a flip screen like this, super fancy, that a little cheaper camera has that the bigger expensive camera doesn't have. This is a Sony A5100. It comes in around $430. It looks like a point and shoot, feels like a point and shoot, has a little bit better quality than a point and shoot, but the cool thing is, it's not a point and shoot, it's actually considered a mirrorless camera. You can also interchange lenses, any E-mount lenses. So the next camera is what I'm shooting on right now, is a Sony A7S Mark II. It's a little bit of an older camera, came out in 2015, but it has one of the best low light capabilities out of any other camera. So if you like to shoot in the night and you hate that grainy stuff, this is one of the best cameras you can have. Video quality, amazing. Photo quality, it's okay. That's what I use for my photos, and I'm not complaining. 18 megapixels, I'm not printing any pictures. Perfectly fine for Instagram. But again, I'm not considered a professional photographer, professional videographer, because I dropped out of film school. But yeah, it's a really amazing camera. Comes in around $2,000. The price lowered just because the newer cameras, A7R Mark IV, A7 Mark III, and the A7S Mark III is supposed to be coming out very soon, but where is it at? The A7R is already on Mark IV. Sony, I love you, but where's the camera? I'd buy it. All right, so one thing I'm gonna say about this camera, if you have money to spend, if you have like about $2,000 to spend, I wouldn't buy this one. Even though I just said I love it, I wouldn't buy this one. I'm sorry, I love you, but save your money. If you're just trying to make YouTube videos with higher quality, I get the, or even videos, I probably, if I could go back in time, I'd probably buy the A7 Mark III. The low light capability is not that far off. They're pretty hand to hand. Sony is just really great at that. And I bought this camera because it had 120 FPS, and some people are like, get the GH5. No, I don't want the GH5. I like Sony. They look better and they feel better, I guess. The A7 III just has a little bit more to offer to me. The low light capability is not that far off. The whole reason why I bought this camera is because of the low light capability and also the 120 FPS at 1080p. But it crops in a bunch. It crops in like 2.2 times, which is no bueno. Not a fan. I still use it. I still like it, but I don't love it. I would get the A7 III because you got the 120 FPS, no crop. People were gonna say, get the GH5. I mean, you can, it's cheaper. I don't know, there's something about it I don't like. I mean, it has a lot more features and it's cheaper. Maybe I would get it. Nah, Sony's, I like Sony. I just like the build of the camera a lot better than the GH5. That's like number one. And the low light capability is just unmatched. Unless you have the Canon 1DX. That's an expensive camera. If you have the money for that, I'm not talking about it. I don't think can't even afford to talk about it. But yeah, I would recommend the A7S Mark II or A7 Mark III if you're more of a filmmaker. But if you're a YouTuber, if you have the money to spend, sure, get one of those cameras or a high-end DSLR. Or if you're just going to be vlogging, you're not looking into making anything cinematic. This has pretty great quality. I shot the Ronin SC review on that. And so let's talk about the Ronin SC. I used to use the Ronin M. It's actually sitting over there, but it's so heavy that I don't even want to get up and. I love it. Like I said, I love it. It's great. But this is greater. Smaller but greater. That's what she said. I talked a little bit about the Ronin SC. I didn't really get to use it when I talked about it last time because I just opened it and filmed like with it one day. It has so many functions. I was actually in Las Vegas for work filming a trade show, and I had to record like a motivation. It was just a meeting. A boss was talking to the people, and I was sitting away from the camera, kind of, not too far, but I was controlling the movement, following the guy, like pacing back and forth with the phone. It's not on right now, I won't do that, but you guys saw in my review on it, you guys can see that. And it also has the motion lapse, time lapse, active track if you attach your phone to your camera. Uses the same active track as DJI drones, which is amazing. And it's super lightweight, super easy to balance, like dumb easy. And it also has like the first person thing. I'll follow every single movement, the 360 roll that I like and all that. You guys are gonna see a little bit more. I got to use it a little bit in Las Vegas. You guys can see the video before this one. But yeah, I like it a lot. I approve. It comes in around $439.99, I think, for the standard version, which I got because it's cheaper. And yeah. All right, let's talk about the lens I use. Well, the main lens I use because it's pretty versatile, I guess. There's some pros and cons. I'll get into that. This is the Zeiss 24-70 for E-mount. If you're using a Sony E-mount camera, which most of them are, or some of them are A-mount, but I think those are the older ones. But Sony E-mount, this is a full frame lens, so it's more for the A7S or A7 III, A7 II, and so on, all those full frame cameras. The only downside to this lens that I don't like is that it's f4. The lowest the aperture goes is f4, which is kind of a downside to the low light capability. It kind of like fights with it because it doesn't allow that much light in during the night, so you don't really get noise. It's just more, you can't get the full low light capability that that camera has to offer. So that's why I also have the Sony 50mm 1.8. This lens comes around like $120. The bigger lens, the 24. I just broke the lens. Just joking. This lens, it comes around $900. This lens comes around $900. Kind of hurts the wallet. This one, I'd say it's cheap. I also have two Rokinon lenses. I have the 35mm right there. I don't use that one that much because it doesn't have autofocus, and for what I do is just a lot of running and gunning. For what I use, I don't really use manual focus too much, unless like I'm doing like, yeah, I don't use it that much. What does that mean?
Attack.
Attack.
Oh no, attack the food.
Oh, right after I'm finishing the video. And then drone-wise, I'm not too crazy with drones because I crashed them, like I did with this one. This one's a pretty inexpensive one. It's not the greatest. It's the cheapest one, besides this Hello, but this is the cheapest. Get away from my wire, cat. Still use a wired lavalier. I'm not actually using this microphone. I'm using this one. Hopefully it sounds good. Yeah, it still sounds good. I'm sure it does. I just bought it too. $20. Yeah, $20. But this is a DJI Spark. Pretty reliable, crashed it, still flies. I don't know how, I super glued it together. Video quality, Could it be better? No, it'd be a lot more expensive then. But for the price, the video quality is great. Pretty reliable, pretty easy to use, probably the easiest drone to fly. Besides me, because I crash it, even though it's still easy to fly, somehow. Okay, the pole came out of nowhere, alright, leave me alone. And for the gaming videos, I'm not going to pull it out because it's connected. But it's an Elgato HD60. It comes in around, probably like around $120, I think. Somewhere around that range. I'm almost 90% sure I'm right about the prices. I'll link them down below though. You can double check for me if you are interested in buying them and you do have them cash. But if you don't, save up, because don't blow all your money like me, because then you're gonna be broke like me. But this is also the blue microphone, Blue Snowball. I bought it before Radio Shack closed. I'm sure some of you guys don't even know what Radio Shack is, because there's some young people who watch the videos. Actually, there's only like about 30 people, so that's why you should subscribe and share for me if you know any other people. This came in around $50. You could probably get it cheaper now, Amazon. I'll link it down below, and like I said, I'll double check for you. So that's basically all my gear. I mean, I have some monitors I don't use anymore. I started off with these little LED panels I carry in my backpack alongside with these gels. I just have everything on my desk. So I didn't prepare for this, they're just sitting around my room. But I also have these gels I tape in front of the lights so you can get different colors. And for this lighting right here, but I'm just using a regular softbox by Newer. It was pretty cheap. I got 3 of them for like 120 bucks. I think it was a pretty fair deal, and I like them. Oh wait, I didn't talk about something. I talked about microphones. If you're a vlogger and you have a bigger camera, I already told you I have everything sitting on my desk. I use the Rode Video Micro. It's literally because it's just a tiny microphone. That's what I use for my vlogs. I think the audio is pretty good. It comes with the little the dead cat or windscreen. It doesn't work with this camera, but it works with a bigger camera. But right now I'm actually using this lavalier. Like I said, I'll link it down below. I'll link all my gear down below, and hopefully this all helps you out. Like I said, edit on a 24 frames per second timeline. Your videos will look a lot better. And get yourself a tripod if you don't have a cameraman. That's what I do because I'm lonely. And remember, that red button is very important. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.